Hello and welcome back to the series on the Cuckold and BBC. Now, the reason why I had to do an entire series on this topic instead of just one video is because there is a lot to unpack. And I am a resident of the United States, and I am aware that in the United States we have currently and in history very, very painful, traumatic inequalities, injustices, and crimes against humanity that are still going on, right? So I want to talk in this video a little bit about the difference between fetishizing a BBC and having conscious race play that brings that interracial element into your cuckolding. Okay, now on one side, and this is really the best way to put it, is that when you fetishize anything, it's all about you. It's what turns you on. It's what gets you off. It is what turns your crank, right? You can fetishize shoes, and no matter how hot you are after those stilettos do not return the feeling, right? We have to understand that when we fetishize, we are not considering the other person, and that can be problematic when it is unconscious, when it's unnegotiated, and when it is based in either ignorance or ignoring or denial of the issues of race that exist on this planet. Okay, now the other side, and this is also controversial, I know, but the other side that I really encourage is to bring consciousness to it, be aware of the field in which we are playing, right? And when we are aware of it, we can actually allow for that transformational power of Conscious-Kink to come into play when we are when we're doing a scene that is a cuckold, hot partner and a bull of African descent who is playing in the role of the dominant, of the coming in and pleasuring the hot wife, that role. Now, when we are all aware and it is out on the table and acknowledged, not denied or ignored, right? But actually acknowledge that here we are and we're playing with some dynamics that have a lot of history, a lot of what were elements that we're playing with. For example, the stereotype that a black man has more stamina, potency, dominance, animal strength, right? All of these things are based on stereotypes that come from the time when we were so disparate in our power that people actually owned other people That's how uneven the power was at one time, and we are still recovering from it, right? We are still trying to work this shit out, and today we are seeing the same injustices. We are seeing the same power differential dressed up in different clothes, and if we don't acknowledge it, and we just play with those stereotypes, I believe that we are doing harm. If we are aware of it and we allow for the emotions and for the experience to alchemize, to transform what is painful into what is pleasurable, and we do it by embodying these different elements, right? To be in the position of the insecure white man who is terrified that the black man is going to steal his wife, that the black man can satisfy your wife way better than you can. To really embrace that, to really embody it, is to both acknowledge and take the power out of it through the expression and embodiment of it in a conscious way, which then what that does is it says, oh, I'm taking this, I'm putting it on, I'm playing this part. It actually is not truth. This is a part that we play. Okay, so the other side of it is to understand that it is that stereotype of virility, of potency, of unbridled and insurmountable sexual prowess and power that was the justification. The protection of the white woman was the justification for the brutality that was performed routinely. White men in white sheets against black men who were guilty of nothing more than existing. Okay? So we are coming from this place, and if we are creating a platform and a space where those elements can be played with consciously, can be embodied and released, it is cathartic, it can be healing, it can be amazing, right? So I am here to really encourage that if you are pulled towards this kink, if this is something that really speaks to you, that you be sure that you bring this conscious awareness to what the play is about for you, because it goes deep. And when we play with it in this realm of conscious kink, it can be transformational, right? If we keep it in the place of fetish, then it's not necessarily, especially if it is if the fetishization is consensual, right? It's not nearly so problematic, but it doesn't offer the opportunities that a conscious kink race play situation can open up for the development of deep, intimate connection. Okay, so that I think is really where we get the huge distinction, is that when we fetishize, we're going to keep things surface, right? And like I said, as long as there is consent all around, that I know that you're fetishizing me, and hey, guess what? I'm actually fetishizing your wife right now, and I'm actually fetishizing you as the weak white dude, right? That's turning me on, and you watching me plow through your wife is turning you on. Cool. We don't have to go any further than that, right? The richness and the fetishization, just, it doesn't change anything. That, I think, is the key. There's no transformation. It's just playing within like a set fantasy, and all of the parts are kind of players, not participants, if that makes sense. On the other side, when we are engaging in conscious kink, conscious race play, there is the richness and the intimacy and the building of relationship that occurs in conscious kink, and if we're bringing in those elements of race, there's a richness there that can be, and there is the potential for much richness, much healing, much transformation when we are doing our play from a conscious place. So this is what I want you to really kind of ponder and be aware of. And my question for you is, what is it for you? Is BBC a fetish? Something that is just about you and not really taking into consideration what's going on for the other person? Or are you an interracial player and transforming and working within the acknowledgement and awareness of what the history, the context, and the dynamics of race today and in history, right? So just be aware. I'm curious. What is it for you? Is it a fetish, or is it a part of the expression of consciousness for you? All right, I can't wait to see your responses, to hear what your thoughts are on the topic. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it. And if you are looking for more consultation, one-on-one time with me, click in the upper right-hand corner, and you will be led to my Night Flirt page, and we can set up a time to meet then. All right, my dear friends, I hope that this has been illuminating, and I really look forward to hearing what y'all have to say. Until next time, take really good care and have lots and lots of pleasure. Bye. Mwah.